Welcome back and welcome to another reading. This will be the June general reading for those of you who have a Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Rising. And like we always say, if you don't have one of those placements and it's the title or the thumbnail that led you to click onto this video, then you're more than welcome to stick around. There may be something here that you can take away from this. I don't have much announcements, only to say thank you for your patience. And you're probably tired of hearing that. I mean, it's a good thing, it's a virtue, they say. And maybe it feels like you're running out. Like it's running thin. Where is it's just so wrong. It's just all so wrong. And it's all so obvious. It's all so plain to see. And you see it. You see it, but you ignore it. And I don't know that ignore is the best word for it. It has more to do with it's not what's taking priority. There are other things that maybe seem like they're more important. It seems like attention is needed elsewhere, is being directed elsewhere, that there are other things to be concerned about. You're very seen right now. You're the center of attention. And I think that everything you do, everything you say, you're in the public eye. This also has the effect of making you very popular. I think that you know a thing or two about not wasting energy and about working efficiently. And I think that we look to you for the example. They look to you for the example. I think that if there's someone who you maybe think is not moving or that they're stagnant, they're waiting on you. And I know that doesn't make a whole lot of sense, because like, why? It just seems so unnecessary when, or like, the idea that someone could be waiting on you is incomprehensible when they have a mind of their own, and they are capable of acting, calling the shots. So in June, you have these people wanting to, they want you to do all of the heavy lifting. And you're being asked to do that in more than one area. It's not just, work or group projects. It's maybe even in your interpersonal relationships, where in these relationships, they want you to do more, to carry more. You may feel like more is being asked of you than has ever been asked of you before. And that can be a puzzling place to be in emotionally, when what you have and the situation is that you find yourself in is one that you have prayed for. And I think that one of the ways that one of the sources of your endurance, it has everything to do with being okay with what it takes. There are some people who, they want the thing and they want it badly, but they're not willing to do what it takes to keep it. They may go so far as to do what they need to do to get it, but to keep it, to maintain it, to continue to have it in your life, is to be it requires a certain version of you. It requires effort. So you know what it all takes, and this is why I think that you don't necessarily say no when you're asked to cope. You are extremely supportive, and what you want is to be supported, to be valued, to not receive the bare minimum, to not have to wade through indecision and incompetency, but to be respected and to not have to settle. Sometimes a lot of time can pass, and something that you moved on from begins to look good. And I think that's because I don't know, maybe you forget how it felt when you were in it. Maybe you forgot how shit it truly was. And I think that when you look back, it should always be from a place of reflection where you're able to remember why it wasn't working, why you moved on from it, why it's not good for you. And maybe that might help you in when it comes to finding reassurance that you've made the right choices and that the present moment is something that you're able to see the blessing and to see the opportunity in and to see the value in. Now, what June desperately needs is a kind of directness that I don't think is unfamiliar to you. I don't think it doesn't need the type of directness that is inconsiderate. It needs the kind of directness that is intentional. It needs the kind of directness that asks the right questions, that takes the right steps because they are reasonable steps to take and that they're good for the body, good for the soul, good for your life, good for your spirit, good for the people you love. And it bolsters the emotional growth and emotional work that you've done as opposed to eroding it. Deep breaths. Take a lot of those. I hope to get another, what do you call it, tripod. I've just been putting it off. There's just so much things to do. And yeah, so I'm gonna do that again pretty soon. And then once I have that, I'll definitely be releasing more frequently. I don't really like this angle, and I've been working all day and then I was cooking, so I'm like a total mess right now. So I'm not gonna get on camera, but anyways, I hope to have a tripod soon. I hope to release more. I hope that this was in some way helpful or meaningful to you. About halfway through there, I definitely got something out of it. I hope that you could tell I just wanted to speak from the heart and reconnect with you guys because it's been so long. And I realize how much courage this takes because it's not just all about you, these things that I talk about, it's about us. It's about the human experience. And that's why, it's not only Virgos that can relate to what I talk about here. I try not to just make it all about the sign. That's a part of it, because this may be the cycle that you're in. But it's just about the people and about being willing, being open to talk about these things. They're not always fun to talk about, but I don't think I need to explain to you. I think about this topic at least, I think that you definitely see the value in doing this kind of work and looking at the issue head on as opposed to looking outside of you and blaming the people around you or thinking that you don't have the ability to impact your circumstances. When you start with yourself, it has this impact on the world around you. This is the key to being and becoming an influential person. And it's not a type of influence that I think that you should seek. It's one that is a natural byproduct of self-work. I hope you found this helpful. And if you didn't already know, I love you. And I'll see you soon.